Hey y'all, it's Alicia. Welcome back to Wagman 510. It is not morning, it is afternoon. And I'm on very late today just because I was up till very, very early this morning responding to people's questions and comments. And before we get on to all things crafty, because I think so many of you are right, that's what we're going to need to do in order to heal from this epic con, I think, that has hurt so many of us. And before we get on to that, I want to say that I want to apologize to Debra publicly. I want her to know that I'm genuinely sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't heed your warning. I'm sorry that, I'm the kind of friend, folks, I think you know this already. Both Heather and I are the kind of people that we stand up for our friends. And clearly we were conned and Sabrina was not our friend. And so I am so sorry, Debra, because what you and Lori and Melissa did took a lot of courage. And you were trying, and I believe you 100%. I believe you 100% that you have sent messages to people in the past and that they did not pay attention to those. I know you said that you sent me an email months ago. I checked, I did not get it, but that's not surprising because that email account has thousands of emails coming in, but I did a filter search. But I believe that you sent it. I do. And I'm sorry that when I saw the video, I just didn't believe it. And I wish I had. But your video this morning, Jellybean, thank you, Jellybean, sent me a copy of your video this morning. And I watched it when I first got up. And Debra, it took a big person to make that video. Folks, if you have not seen her video, it is extremely moving. And Debra is a fine person for making that video. And that's an even harder video than the one Heather and I had to make yesterday. I mean, that was a really incredible video. And it showed us all your character, Debra. And I am so sorry. I'm so sorry because I watched that video and I listened to your apology for Pat and for myself and for everybody. And I thought, oh no, every single thing Sabrina has ever said is a lie, Debra. And I'm so sorry that you bore the brunt of that for so long. Lori's right. That is terrible. And I feel awful about that. I feel as awful about that as I feel about what's happened to everybody here. And I feel worse that and I know I must have contributed in some way. I am so sorry. Because that's another manipulation, right, folks? Is that she turns people against other people in order to protect herself. And I fell for it. And I'm so sorry, Debra. I apologize to you. I apologize to Melissa and to Lori. You three were just you were doing your best to try your very, very, very best to warn people. And I gotta tell you this, if it wasn't for you, none of this would have come out. You are the reason people will not be hurt in the future. Debra, you're the reason, because you had bravery. And you had friends that stood behind you in that bravery. Good friends that stood behind you in that bravery. Real friends who stood behind you. And I owe you a lot of gratitude. Our whole community owes you so much gratitude, Debra. Really. Not because you made that video this morning. Because you told the truth and you got things moving. And because you did that and you were strong, it didn't stop. And that's how we dug and that's how we found out. So thank you. And thank you for that video this morning. I'm apologizing to you. I should have believed you. And I'm sorry I didn't. And I'm sorry for all the hurt and the pain. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for Lori. I'm sorry for Melissa. Melissa knows that. I mean, when I did my video, Melissa, I mentioned how touched I was about that Nush term, regardless of what happened. Because for me, that doesn't matter in that way. And that's before I knew. So I'm just sorry that all of you got hurt. And, I think I can speak on behalf of at least everyone in our small group. We're terribly sorry for any pain we caused you. We have nothing but gratitude towards all of you. Huge gratitude. Again, not because of your beautiful video this morning, Debra, which shows us what a fine person you are, clearly. But because if it weren't for you, we'd still be duped. And this would keep happening until the next incident. And you save so many people. That's the consolation, right? You, Debra, saved all these people in the future. And I thought about that a lot when I got up today. That's really what you did. And that's an epically huge accomplishment. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. Well, folks, I think it's going to take us a little while to recover. But you know what? So many of you said such beautiful things yesterday about that fact that, and it's true. We've had an incredible year of being community minded, and we can't let one person, one horrible scheming individual destroy everything. And the way we're going to heal is by doing what we do best, which is caring for one another and crafting and encouraging each other to get better at crafting and being kind to one another. And maybe the lesson I've taken away from this is to never close a door so firmly, you know? Maybe if I had taken a minute and called Debra on the phone, and see, it feels disloyal to a friend, right? But I learned something from this, and I got a lot of thinking to do about it. You know, Jellybean said something very wise to me yesterday. Something very, very wise. And that is just that she always watches and waits and thinks and then sort of figures out stuff on her own. And I think that's something I got to think about for moving forward in the new year. Because loyalty is a wonderful thing unless it blinds you, right? Unless it blinds you. So I got some New Year's Eve resolutions to be thinking about. I'm sure many in our group are very thoughtful today about that. I know we are. And I know we're going to slowly heal because that's who we are too. Even my husband, who you all know hates crafting, said, Leash, you know what's going to help you and everyone else? Making. Just, you know, go back to what you guys do, making all that stuff. And he means a mess, but he's right. That is what's going to make us feel better. So I'm going to go to the post office today because I have wee wishes to get out, and they're all packaged up. So my husband's going to take me to the post office, and then I'm also going to do Carmen's unboxing later today. I'm going to pull myself together because you can imagine I was in no frame of mind, and I also didn't want it polluted with all this. But I think he's right. What is going to help us heal is probably Carmen's going to start the healing process, because we can look at something beautiful, and that's a beautiful friendship I have with her. And I'm blessed to have it. So we have Carmen's beautiful box of amazing creations to look at, and that's going to help kickstart the healing process. And aren't we lucky? So I'm going to be back on later today with that. And I hope for each of you a drama-free day. I hope for you a day of relaxation. I hope for you a day of creativity. I hope if you have to work that it's so easy and doesn't make you feel stressed out. I hope for my good and brave friend Heather, who is, I always tell you guys, has an incredible soul. I hope that you start to settle today. I hope so. And for everybody who was touched by this, and there was lots, I hope we get some answers today on how we deal with this. And if we do, I'll share those with you right away. But I hope most of all that today you get some peace and some happiness and some creativity. Because it's true, that's what our souls need. So maybe when I get back from the post office, I'll do a little making, because that always makes me feel better. And then I'll be in the right frame of mind to bring in Carmen's amazing project later today. A big thank you again to Debra, one courageous lady, folks. That's Debra's Chillin Bags. I highly recommend you check out her channel. And Lori supported her, and so did Melissa. And I know there were others too, but really, I think our community owes them a huge debt of gratitude. So if you have a moment today, please stop by her channel and say thank you. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm going to go tape up some wee wishes and head to the post office. I'll see you later. Bye for now.